Hey guys, what's up? Cabooses here. We're back in the Redstone world for yet another tutorial, and today we're going to be going over the first part of the clock. So basically I'm going to show you two different methods. One where you don't need the display. The display portion is going to be in the second half of this tutorial, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be two parts. But yeah, so as you can see here, it takes quite a bit of repeaters. This is for 30 seconds of delay, and it's 30 seconds because when you put this on, it changes the clock once, but the second change is the one that changes the display. So basically for repeaters, it's 75 repeaters at max delay. Will give you 30 seconds. So it's quite a bit for a non-creative world, obviously. And then there's another method which uses a dispenser and cobwebs, which obviously you would need creative world, because you can't get cobwebs any other way. And I believe with the cobwebs it's 24 seconds of delay approximately. So basically having two set up, it's roughly a minute. So basically you can see how that's set up with the repeaters, but basically we'll just fly over here. But to make the timer, it's pretty simple. I forgot to grab a sticky piston, so I'll just grab one of those real quick. This timer is pretty simple to make. Basically you need a repeater there, and then just redstone hooking it up, and then obviously placing this. That's really fast, and you can slow it down to whatever time you want. You can add more repeaters and make it as long as you want, kind of like how I did for the other one. So yeah, let me just quickly pull up the wiki. At max delay, the repeaters, 4 redstone ticks, which is the max amount for repeaters. It's equal to 0.4 seconds, which is why you need 30 or 75 repeaters, all on max delay for 30 seconds. And it is roughly approximately 24 seconds for the cobweb method, which is also pretty simple. Basically you got a dispenser. Actually, let me just set up a simple inverter, I guess, and that's not gonna work. There, a little messy. It's not really the neatest, but it will do. So what you need to do is you need to have it so it bounces off the back wall. You don't necessarily need it coming all the way down. However, you do need 2 cobwebs for roughly a minute of delay. And then obviously after 5 minutes, items despawn. Let me just pull up a pressure plate. Put a pressure plate down right there. And then load this up with, let's say, blocks. Basically you toss something on there and miss, and you actually need a wooden pressure plate, not a stone. I grabbed the wrong one because wooden is the only one that actually activates with items. So basically this just inverts it, so when the item despawns, it will launch a new one, and as you can tell, it slowly goes down. and then we'll hit the pressure plate, and then after 5 minutes another one will spawn very exactly the same as that. So as you can tell, I didn't have the timer going to see, but yeah, basically it's reached the second one now. I guess we'll time it and see exactly how many seconds it is. But yeah, and then I'm going to show you guys how to make the memory cell for the actual clock, and then I'll probably stop after that. But it's popping out, and yeah, it is. That was from like 5 minutes 20 seconds to 5 minutes 46 seconds, so 26 seconds, I guess. So apparently, whoever gave me the wiki information was a little bit off, or I also could have been a little off on when it actually came into the cobweb. But yeah, so that's how you make the pretty simple dispenser method. And then this one also works. Like I said, you can change the time so it goes really slow, and basically you can just keep adding as many repeaters as you want. As you notice, that's roughly 30 seconds of delay, as you can tell. I'm not going to sit there for the full 30 seconds, and then this one's set on, I forget how long, but basically that's set up so it changes the display fairly quickly. I believe it's a little over a second. So yeah, there you go. So that's how it will work at the end. Basically it's pretty simple, I guess, to set up. If you wanted to take note of what the memory cell will look like, although I think this is actually inverted, I won't know until I actually make the memory cell, because I don't remember if I actually inverted it for the memory cells or not, because I had it down at one point and then it turned out to be the opposite. So basically what you need to set it up is pretty simple. You need one sticky piston and a lot of normal pistons. You need the normal pistons to move the memory cell. But basically, you set up the timer thing, like so. Put the two things down there. Have the redstone hooked up. We'll put it at 1 repeater max delay. And then you want to go like so. It needs to be alternate, so this way they don't line up like that, because that would be bad. Also, this cow's gonna piss me off eventually, but that's okay. Yeah. Okay, so I was building it right. Haven't built it in a little bit of time, so probably should have reviewed it, but oh well. And then you use one color wool, or whatever really, you don't even really need the wool. But this is basically going to be the orange circuit. There's 2 different colored circuits. It's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across, is what you need, and then you actually need one more to go up. So there you go. I did do this wrong. So there you go. That's how you set it up. And then you need another repeater here to offset, because it needs to be different. And then we will hook up the actual pistons. I believe it goes up. No, it doesn't. Alright. So 1, 2. Oh. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's what you need for that. And then you need to go 3 across. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go like so. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2. and 1, 2. And that's going to be the actual memory cell portion. Let's go ahead and shut this off, because that was actually annoying me. So yeah, that's the dimensions that you need. So this is going to push it this way. So now we need the pistons to go upwards. And right there, 1 off. I was close. So you'll need repeaters lining up to these. Yeah, I did do this right. And then redstone hooking it all up. And what you want to do here is go like this. Set a repeater there with, we used orange there, so I guess we'll use yellow wool here. And now we just need to build upwards. We're going to need the piston to push downwards now. So you just go like that. Again, I was 1 over. And this is going to be the other side of the yellow circuit. So what you want to do is just cover it on top along with those, and then we will come up like so. There we go. So it's just a nice simple step all the way up. And of course I was 1 off 3 different times. So there we go. You got a nice redstone step. You don't actually need that one. You want to make sure that it won't disconnect at any point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's fine. Redstone carries for 16, I believe. And now we will need the repeater to push it that way when it comes up. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or I can go 1 over. Did I actually make this 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah it is. My brain was just screwed up. So there you go, there's the yellow circuit all hooked up, and now we'll hook up the orange circuit, which is hooked up just the same. Put the redstone on top of the wool, and then we will just carry it down. Like so. It was a bit off my calculations, but that's fine. And then just count, just make sure. This actually won't work now that I remember. Because you can't have it hooked up like this, because otherwise it will actually activate that piston. So there you go. Simple way to fix that is like that. So there you go. Now it is all hooked up. It should reach. We'll count just to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go. And now we will just give it a quick test. Make sure all the pistons work. And what you want to do is you want to test it before you start adding all the memory cells and whatnot. Because if, let's say this was delayed, as you notice it just screws up. So you don't want to do that, which is why you want to test first. And we are actually going to add 2 more repeaters to this at max delay, just so it's not as laggy, because this does get quite laggy for multiple people on the server, but for single player it's just fine. So there you go, that's how you set up the first part of the display. Pretty sure I made it a little bit too close to that, but whatever, we'll make it work. So So then I guess next episode we will set up the actual memory cell unit, and then set up the actual display, which is probably the easy part, to be honest, even though it looks really complicated. It's really not. The main thing is getting the memory cell. That is probably the hardest part, making sure the memory cell is all hooked up. But we'll go over that next episode, and then I will also show you guys how to set up for a second one. But I won't go over the details of hooking it up. I'll just show you how to make the simple connection to it, so it will be perfectly timed like mine is. So as always, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of them, none of them. It's up to you. I'm not gonna force you, but I'll catch you guys next time for part 2.